Hey y'all, welcome back to B.A.E's Corner. Books are everything. Okay, so we've already started the new year, and next week I will start my reviews on all the Alabama authors because January is Alabama Author Month for me, and it will lead on until February. So what I wanted to do today was come to y'all with my top 10 book scenes from 2018. Stipulations to this is some of these books probably weren't even written in 2018. Most of them probably were, but I read them in 2018, so that's all that matters, right? Okay, we're gonna get this thing kicked off with number 10. Number 10 is Saved by His Thug Love, a Hood Love Story by Jenesequa M. My favorite scene from this book is, even though the whole book was good, my favorite scene was at the cliffhanger. It was at the end of part 1. And it is where Lil MJ, Lil Mercy, tells the secret. Whew, okay. Cliffhangers are the best or the worst because depending on how long they make you wait for this book. But y'all, if y'all go read that book, that cliffhanger will have your heart dropping. Best part about that is she already came out with part 2 and the book, the series is done. So you could go ahead and read my number 10 pick, which is Saved by His Thug Love, a Hood Love Story by my girl Jenesequa M. Number 9, 8 and 9 is in the same book series and it's by the same author, and the author is Miss Jenesequa, but the story is The Purest Love for the Coldest Thug. This comes from part 2 and part 3, but my number 9 pick is gonna come from part 3, and it's at the end of the book, and it also is in the beginning of the Christmas story when the cat they find out that the Keeson and his girlfriend find out that the cat is pregnant. Now, if you've read that series, you know how much Keeson hates cats. But he falls in love with Olivia. And that scene when he found out she's pregnant, like he went off like a daddy that found out that his teenage daughter was pregnant. But I'm weak. So go check that series out, for that's my number 9 pick. Number 8 comes from the second part of the series when Keeson's girlfriend, like he breaks up with her, and then she moves on. She starts dating this other guy, and he breaks into her house, and he's standing there watching her on the phone. He make her get off the phone, and she's like, they have like a little stare off, and then he turns around and he like look in the refrigerator. And she looking in the refrigerator like, what I'm looking for? He was like, clearly your damn mind because you done lost it. Y'all, that was the funniest thing to me. I was weak. And every time I read this series, I always go back to that part because it's funny as shit. 7, that's my girl Juani. Juani has this book called Heavy Love, Holding Down a Real One. Now, I did a book review on that one if you want to go back and read that one. But my favorite scene from that book is I am very, very cheesy. And it's a scene in that book when Heavy decides to reveal to everyone who his girlfriend is. And not only do he reveal who his girlfriend is, but everyone loves the girlfriend, including the twin sister. So she takes over the moment, and then Heavy's dad stands up and he starts singing my favorite song, which is Yearning. Like, so every time I go back and read that part, or every time I'm listening to my Pandora and that song on, I am like tempted to go and read Juani's story because it was like really a happy moment, and I laughed, and it was like really, really good. So that is my favorite part. Number 6 is Taya, Adored by NY Drug Lord. And my favorite scene from that book is the reveal, the secret reveal that, okay, so it's 2 sisters, and you go through the whole book, and I'm wondering why the oldest sister hates the younger sister so much. Like, she blames her for everything. When that secret come out, I can't say that I felt like I knew, but I thought it was more to it. But that I was not expecting. So y'all go and check that out. That's Adored by NY Drug Lord by Taya Marie. 5 is Auzyn and Mehlan by E.Shanie or E.Shanie. And my favorite part of that is when the female character, the main character, she finally gets some balls and she stand up to her mom. And she found out that her mama was a snake. Like, ain't nothing worse than finding out your mama is a hoe and a snake. Y'all, that is my favorite part of that book series. I've read that series about 3 or 4 times, let alone finding out, you know, what her daddy really is. So that's a good series with all the secret reveals, and that's my favorite scene from there when she stand up to her mama. And then we have 4. 4 is not really a scene, but it's like a part of the book, and the book that it is Chenell Parker's As Long as I'm the Only One, and that title stands true for everybody in the book, including RJ's father, who has this weird ass relationship with RJ's mom and RJ's stepmom. So if you want to find out what that is about, go ahead and read it, and I promise you'll be like, what the world? So that's number 4. That's Chenell Parker. 3 is Brii Taylor and Shanah Little in love with a Southern savage. And that series, I don't think it's complete yet, but it has a 2-part series and it's really, really good. But my favorite part about that is, again, a cliffhanger. You find out in this book that Anaya is dating one of the brothers, but the older brother is in jail. Her and the younger brother has like this little weird falling out because of somebody else who I'm not going to say because I really want y'all to go read these books. And then the older brother gets out. Well, Anaya and the older brother end up clicking, but then we find out some extra stuff at the end of the book, which is like this really weird as, it's not even a triangle anymore. This is a real as a rectangle square relationship. So go check that out because that too is a cliffhanger leading you into the second part of the book. And it's a good book. I can't wait till they finish it. 2 and 1. I'm going to do 2 first. Even though both of them are 1, but I had to put them, in order 2 and 1. So 2 is going to be Bianca's book, A Bailey Family Christmas. And my favorite part of this series, this book is when we see Nate and Knowledge. Y'all, I love Nate and Knowledge. Y'all don't know how many times I read that series. I cried through that series. And just seeing that she finally put an end to them. Not only did she end Nate and Knowledge's story without giving us a whole story on them, she also ended the Bailey story. And I think it was ended perfectly. But my favorite scene from this book is when we actually hear from Knowledge and Nate. And the twins. Like, the twins are so cute. Especially Lil Knowledge. Like, he is the cutest thing. So, like, seeing how Knowledge is really like his dad. Like, he is a girl's guy. Like, I really, really like that. I love Nate and Bianca. I really, really loved that book. And I love the fact that, y'all know I love a good merging of books. And the fact that Knowledge and Trinae, they were in other books that she had too. Which is Currency. They were in Currency's book too. And I love that because, like, you did so much to let us know how Knowledge and Trinae were, like how they prospered throughout the years. And I really love that. I hate to see them go, but you ended it perfectly. You ended all of their stories perfectly. And I cried a couple of times. I did, girl. You be doing the thing. And my number one book scene, and I can honestly say this is my number 1 book of 2018, Untainted Love by Mel Dau. And I could be saying it wrong, but charge it to the game, not my heart, because y'all know how I am. Y'all, the thing that I loved about this book was the actual secret reveal. I spent that whole book annoyed as hell with the main character because I did not understand why the hell she just wouldn't let this man love her. But y'all, when that secret is revealed, whew, y'all, I cried reading this book. I cried on the scene where she threw the food away because, everybody was acting funny. They didn't want to eat the food. And I'm pretty sure now you can pretty much tell what the secret was. But when I tell y'all that book put that Arthur, like she right there with Bianca, Siobhan, and Latoya, and Chenell, like, and Kendra, because y'all know those are my top. She didn't push herself up there with them, and that is my number 1 book and my number 1 book scenes of 2018. Like, that entire book had me crying. When I say I had to go back and read it, because each time I read that book, like, it was more clues to let me know what was really going on. And y'all, and I think the only reason I had the clues is because, like, I had already read the book all the way. But she wrote that book, and when I say it wasn't, like, some people, when they touch on that subject, it's not really realistic, but from the medicines to, how it is when, you got family members that want to love you, have to, deal with it. Or, you have family members that are kind of skeptical about it. Even the fact that, you can walk past somebody and you can be around this person every day and you don't even know what's going on with them. She touched on every aspect of that situation. And y'all, when I say this is a good book. However, these are my top 10 book scenes. And that's number 10, Saved by His Thug Love, A Hood Love Story by Jessica M. 8 and 9 is by the same person, and it's the same book series, The Purest Love for the Coldest Thug. 7 is Juani, Heavy Love, Holding Down a Real One. 6 is Taya Marie, Adored by NY Drug Lord. 5 is Auzyn Mehlan by E.Shanie. 4 is Chenell Parker, As Long as I'm the Only One. 3 is Brii Taylor and Shanah, In Love with the Southern Savage. 2 is Bianca, A Bailey Family Christmas. And 1 is Untainted Love by my girl Mel Dau. Thank y'all again for stopping by B.A.E's Corner. Remember, books are everything. And subscribe to my channel. Why not? Because I'm doing book reviews. I may even throw a couple of wig reviews in there. Y'all like my new wig. And yeah, that's it for today. I'll be coming to y'all next week with my good old reviews on my Alabama authors. Y'all take care. Have a good weekend. Bye.